On today's video, we're going to talk about installing this little cable slide onto your Killer Instinct Lethal 405 crossbow. Hey there, outdoor YouTubers. Well, about 9 months ago, we bought my son one of these Killer Instinct Lethal 405 crossbows. And then we did a video about us putting it together and shooting it. And then, it was only a $200 crossbow, and we liked it so much that we went ahead and we got my wife one, and then my oldest daughter bought one too. And we did a video about that, okay? Again, just us putting it together and shooting it. But there was one part in the assembly of this crossbow that was not addressed very well in the instructions that come with it. And that part was how you install this little cable slide. I watched a few other videos, and it seems like this part of the assembly kind of gets glossed over. There was even one video done by Killer Instinct themselves, and they actually kind of glossed over, putting this cable slide on too. Now, I did cover this subject matter in one of those earlier videos, but it seems like there's still enough confusion out there where it's probably not a bad idea to do a video just on that specific part of the assembly. This cable slide actually has 2 notches, one for each cable that it's going to sit on top of. And if you'll notice, one of the notches is a little deeper than the other one. And that's the part that's not really very clear in the directions. The directions do say to place the cables in the groove that matches the height of the cable slide. But to me, that's a little bit confusing, okay? I know the first time I was assembling one, I really had to stop and think about that for a little bit. But essentially what you're doing is one of those cables is on top of the other one. And if you think about how that cable slide needs to go on, and you're trying to figure out which cable goes into what groove, the shallower one or the deeper one, the cable that's on top, you're going to want to put in that deeper groove, and the cable that's on the bottom, you're going to want to put in that shallower groove. And that just makes sense, because then the cables get to kind of stay at the same height that they're at already, as opposed to if you had it the other way, then the cables would kind of be forced into each other even more than they already are, and that would just cause more friction. It's a real good idea to apply some of this rail lube to the cable and the cable slide before you install it, because once it's installed, it won't be nearly as easy to get that lube on it. The directions do explain that you want the cables to cross on the left side, and then once you get that cable slide in place, you want to attach the barrel to the limb assembly. The cable slide is going to go into this groove, and the main string with the serving is going to go on top of this barrel. It helps to kind of come at a little bit of an angle until that slide gets into place, and then bring that barrel up, slide it forward, and match it into that limb assembly. It helps to kind of come at a little bit of an angle until that slide gets into place, and then bring that barrel up, slide it forward, and match it into that limb assembly. And then from there, it's just a matter of tightening down these screws. And while I'm tightening these screws down, I thought we'd take a quick time out and see what's going on at Camaro's Crawlers. Hey, are you guys going to be deer hunting this fall? Because if you are, you're going to want to head down to Camaro's Crawlers. My buddy, Ronnie Camaro, the owner of Camaro's crawlers. He still has his bait shop down in the basement of his parents' house where he lives, but he is really starting to carry a lot more products for the deer hunters too. Again this fall, Camaro's crawlers will be carrying promiscuous doe deer urine. Promiscuous doe is the only deer urine taken from the most sexually active does. Make that big buck think it's a sure thing. Use promiscuous doe deer urine. Ronnie will also be carrying Last Supper deer corn. Last Supper deer corn is the only deer corn infused with caffeine to keep those big bucks moving all day, and Last Supper deer corn is also the only deer corn infused with Viagra to keep those bucks in the active rut stage all day long. And for you deer hunters that are going to be staying at deer camp this fall, Ronnie is also going to be selling firewood. Be sure to keep that deer camp nice and toasty warm with Camaro's Crawlers firewood. Now, you guys know Ronnie Camaro, right? He only drives Camaros. He's got a summer Camaro. He's got a winter Camaro. But he does deliver the firewood to within 50 miles of the bait shop. Now, Ronnie is getting $25 for a Camaro load of firewood, but he does have discounts for multiple loads. And for you deer hunters that need to get your Michigan deer hunting license, be sure to stop into Camaro's Crawlers, and Ronnie will direct you to a store that sells hunting licenses. The Wi-Fi in Ronnie's parents' basement isn't fast enough to get one of those license machines, so Camaro's Crawlers has all your hunting and fishing needs covered. Well, there you have it, guys. Just wanted to make sure we're getting that cable slide installed correctly. Now, if you enjoyed this content, be sure to like and subscribe. And also, remember to hunt, fish, laugh, repeat. This is Dave Knetter from Knetter's Practical Outdoors. Hey, thanks for watching and God bless.